This is Mr. Eugene, and today we're covering 5 truths about female nature that most men don't understand, some women don't even recognize in themselves, and many women actively don't want men to know. These aren't theories I picked up from a book. These are distilled observations from years of watching patterns repeat, from counseling men through relationship disasters, from conversations with women honest enough to admit how this actually works. And before we get into this, let me tell you why I'm willing to say what every relationship counselor tiptoes around. Because I've watched too many good men get blindsided by realities they weren't prepared for. I've counseled men who did everything right, who invested everything, who believed that effort equals security, only to discover that the rules they were playing by don't actually exist. And I'm tired of watching men operate in the dark while everyone pretends these patterns aren't real. So if you're here expecting comfortable validation of mainstream relationship narratives, you're in the wrong place. This is about understanding female psychology accurately so you can navigate relationships strategically instead of emotionally. Stay with me. Now, disclaimer before we start, yes, I know, not all women are like that. There are exceptions, there are unicorns, but we're dealing with patterns, with probabilities, with what happens often enough that you need to understand it. And on the balance of probabilities, these 5 realities apply to the overwhelming majority of women in the modern dating market. Truth 1. Monkey branching happens faster than you think. Let's start with monkey branching. Some of you already know this term. For those who don't, watch what a monkey does moving through trees. It doesn't let go of one branch until it has firm grip on the next. Women operate identically in relationships. Most men believe there's a grace period after a breakup, a mourning period, a time when she's processing the relationship, healing, figuring out what she wants. They imagine weeks or months of her being single, reflecting, eventually moving on. That's fantasy. The reality is monkey branching happens fast, sometimes within days, sometimes within the same day. Sometimes she's already holding the next branch before she lets go of you. I've counseled men who were sleepwalking through their relationships, completely oblivious, while their partner was already emotionally invested elsewhere. The breakup that felt sudden to him, or she'd been planning it for months. The woman who needed space to figure things out, she already figured it out, with someone else. And here's the manipulation that accompanies monkey branching. She'll try to keep you at arm's length after the breakup. The let's just be friends routine. Why? Because she wants you as backup, insurance policy, emotional support while she tests the new branch. If it doesn't work out, she wants the option to swing back to you. This happens faster than men think and faster than women admit because there's shame attached. Women get judged harshly for moving on quickly, so they disguise the timeline. They'll claim they just started seeing someone months after the breakup, when actually they'd been seeing him before the breakup even happened. Why does this matter? Because if you're experiencing a breakup where she wants to stay friends or take time to figure things out but maintain contact, understand what's actually happening, you're being kept as backup while she tests a branch she's already holding. Don't be backup. Cut contact completely. Let her swing to the new branch without a safety net. Either it works and she's gone, which means she was leaving anyway, or it fails and she faces consequences without you there to cushion the landing. Truth 2. Hypergamy doesn't care about your relationship equity. Second truth, hypergamy does not give a damn about relationship equity. Hypergamy is women's biological drive to date up, to secure the best possible provider and protector, to never settle for less than what they believe they can get. Women don't date down, they date across or up. Always. And here's where men catastrophically misunderstand relationships. They believe in relationship equity. They believe that effort creates security, that doing things for her, sacrificing for her, investing in her, building the relationship, all of this creates a kind of bank account where they're making deposits that equal security and loyalty. So they operate from this framework. I fixed your car. I helped with your kids. I supported your career. I was there when you needed me. I sacrificed my wants for your needs. All of this effort, all these deposits, surely they create relationship security. Surely they mean she won't leave. Surely they count for something they don't. Hypergamy doesn't care. If a better option appears, if circumstances change, if she believes she can secure a higher value man, all your relationship equity evaporates instantly. The years of effort? Irrelevant. The sacrifices you made? Forgotten. The investments you contributed? They don't transfer to the next relationship. I've counseled men who bent over backwards for years, who gave everything, who played the perfect supportive partner, only to watch her leave for a man who offered nothing but tingles and status. Everything he built meant nothing the moment hypergamy identified an upgrade opportunity. This is why nice guys finish last. Not because women don't want nice men, but because nice men operate from the relationship equity framework that doesn't actually exist. They're making deposits into an account that doesn't accumulate value. What actually creates relationship security? Being the best option available. Maintaining yourself as higher value than her other options. Continuous demonstration that she's dating up, not settling. That's what works. Not effort, not sacrifice, not relationship equity, value. If you're the highest value option accessible to her, she stays. If you're not, she monkey branches. Your effort doesn't change that equation. Your value does. Truth 3, women spin more plates than men do. Third truth, women spin more plates than men, they just hide it better. Plate spinning means dating non-exclusively, having multiple romantic or sexual options active simultaneously, and society frames this as primarily male behavior. Men are dogs, men can't commit, men are always looking for the next opportunity. Meanwhile, women are portrayed as seeking exclusive commitment, as being naturally monogamous, as wanting to settle down. That's marketing, not reality. Women spin plates constantly. They're just subtle about it. They don't advertise it publicly because women face social consequences for promiscuity that men don't face. So they disguise it. They downplay it. They manage their reputation carefully while maintaining multiple options simultaneously. Here's how I know this. I've had close female friends honest enough to show me how they operate. I've seen their phones. I've watched them manage multiple men simultaneously, each thinking he has exclusive access, or at least primary position. The technique is labeling. In her phone contacts, it's not just names. It's Rich, entrepreneur; Dave, accountant; Chris, contractor; Philip, lawyer. Each man categorized by what he provides. Each man serving a different purpose in her portfolio of options. And she's managing all of them. Texting this one when that one's unavailable, seeing this one when that one's busy, keeping each one interested enough to stay available but not so invested that he demands exclusivity she's not ready to give. The average woman has more active options than the average man, not because she's pursuing more aggressively, but because female attention is abundant. Men approach, men pursue, men make themselves available. She just manages the incoming interest strategically. So when you're dating a woman non-exclusively, understand she's likely dating multiple other men. When she says she's not looking for anything serious right now, she means she's keeping options open while she evaluates which plate offers the best long-term opportunity. Don't assume exclusive interest just because she's spending time with you. Don't assume you're the primary option just because she's sleeping with you. Women will maintain multiple sexual partners while evaluating which one deserves exclusive commitment. Your presence in her rotation doesn't mean you've won her exclusive interest. Truth 4. Women get bored faster than men. Fourth truth. Women get bored in relationships dramatically faster than men do. There's fascinating research on this. Esther Perel wrote about it extensively. After studying thousands of couples over a 40-year career in relationship counseling, she identified a pattern. Male desire in long-term relationships declines gradually over years. Female desire in long-term relationships tanks quickly, often within the first few years. This explains why men are often satisfied in marriages where women are miserable, why men will stay in mediocre relationships for decades while women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. It's not that men are more tolerant or women are more demanding, it's that female desire evaporates faster in stable relationships. Here's why this happens biologically. Female attraction is triggered by novelty, mystery, unpredictability, challenge, the chase, the uncertainty, the need to win a man's exclusive attention. Once she has that, once the relationship becomes predictable and stable, the attraction triggers diminish. Male attraction is triggered by different factors: physical beauty, sexual availability, feminine energy. These don't diminish as quickly in stable relationships. So men can maintain attraction and desire in marriages that have become routine and predictable. Women can't. This creates the fundamental relationship problem. Men build stability to create relationship security. But stability kills female attraction. The very things men do to make women feel secure, being predictable, being available, being consistent, are the things that kill attraction. So women get bored, not because anything specific went wrong, but because the relationship lost the elements that generated attraction initially, and once boredom sets in, she starts looking, not necessarily consciously, but she becomes receptive to attention from other men. She becomes aware of other options. She starts comparing what she has to what she might get. This is when monkey branching becomes likely. This is when hypergamy starts evaluating other options. This is when you'll notice her becoming distant, critical, less affectionate, less sexual. She's not consciously deciding to leave. She's experiencing the death of attraction and doesn't know how to articulate it or fix it. What's the solution? Understanding that female attraction requires maintenance, requires maintaining mystery, maintaining challenge, maintaining the sense that you have options and she needs to continue earning your exclusive commitment. Requires never becoming completely comfortable, completely predictable, completely available. It's exhausting. It's performance. It's constant management. And many men decide that level of effort isn't worth it. That relationships requiring that much maintenance to keep female attraction alive aren't worth having. That's a valid choice. Truth 5. Women cheat as much as men, especially during ovulation. Fifth truth. Women cheat as much as men do, but they're better at hiding it. And it happens most frequently during ovulation. Society frames infidelity as primarily male behavior. Men cheat. Men can't stay faithful. Men are always looking elsewhere. Meanwhile, women are portrayed as the faithful gender, the relationship-oriented gender, the ones who want monogamy. That's not what the data shows. That's not what reality reflects. Women cheat at the same rates as men. They're just better at concealing it. How do I know this? Because basic logic, when men cheat, who are they cheating with? Women. Every instance of male infidelity requires female participation. You can't have dramatically different infidelity rates between genders when infidelity requires both genders to occur. But women face harsher social consequences for cheating, so they hide it more effectively. They're more careful about evidence, more strategic about timing, more conscious about maintaining plausible deniability. They cheat smarter. And here's the biological factor most people don't know. Female infidelity peaks during ovulation. That small window each month when women are most fertile is also when they're most likely to seek sexual encounters outside their primary relationship. Why? Because biology is still running programs designed for reproductive success in ancestral environments. During ovulation, women become unconsciously attracted to high testosterone, physically dominant, genetically superior males. The kind of men who trigger visceral attraction but might not be good long-term providers. So she's in a relationship with a stable provider. But during ovulation, her biology makes her receptive to advances from alpha males. And if opportunity presents and conditions align, she'll act on it. Not consciously planned, often regretted afterward, but driven by biological programming she's not fully aware of. This explains patterns men observe but don't understand, why she suddenly seems more interested in going out with friends during certain times of the month, why she dresses more provocatively during certain weeks, why she becomes more receptive to attention from other men periodically. It's ovulation creating unconscious behavioral changes that increase probability of encountering genetic quality males. Does every woman cheat during ovulation? No. But the risk increases dramatically during that window. And men in relationships should be aware that female attraction and fidelity aren't constant. They fluctuate with her cycle. In the times when she's most physically attractive, ovulation increases physical beauty through subtle changes in face, body, scent, are also the times when she's most likely to be receptive to other men. What this means for you. Now let's talk about what you do with these truths, because understanding female nature accurately doesn't mean becoming bitter or paranoid. It means operating strategically instead of naively. First, understand that relationships are not security. They're ongoing negotiations where both parties continue evaluating whether this arrangement serves them better than available alternatives. Your effort doesn't create security, your value does. Second, never assume exclusive interest or loyalty just because she's with you currently. Women maintain options, they evaluate alternatives. They're prepared to monkey branch if circumstances shift. Operate accordingly. Maintain your own options. Never become so invested that her leaving destroys you. Third, recognize that female desire requires ongoing maintenance through unpredictability, challenge, and demonstrated value. If you're not willing to perform that ongoing maintenance, don't be surprised when her attraction dies. That's not her failing, that's biology. Fourth, be aware of timing. Ovulation increases infidelity risk. If you're in a relationship, pay attention to her cycle. The week she's most physically attractive is also the week she's most likely to be receptive to other men. Plan accordingly. Fifth, stop operating from the relationship equity framework. Stop believing that effort creates security. Stop making deposits into an account that doesn't exist. Invest in yourself, in your value, in your options. That's what creates actual security. Final thoughts. Let me tell you why I compiled these 5 truths into one video, why I'm willing to state them plainly when everyone else obscures them with comfortable lies. Because I've counseled too many men who got blindsided by realities they weren't prepared for. Men who operated from Disney movie frameworks about how relationships work, only to discover that biology and psychology follow completely different rules, and the cost of that ignorance is catastrophic. Men lose years to relationships that were never secure. Men lose resources to women who were never committed. Men lose themselves trying to maintain attraction through methods that don't actually work, and nobody tells them the truth because the truth makes people uncomfortable. I don't care about comfort. I care about men understanding reality accurately so they can navigate it strategically, so they can make informed decisions instead of emotionally reactive ones, so they can protect themselves from outcomes they didn't see coming because nobody warned them honestly. So if these 5 truths disturbed you, if they challenged what you believed about female nature, good. That discomfort is the signal you're learning something real instead of consuming comfortable fantasy. Lean into it. Examine your relationships through this lens. See if the patterns match what I've described. And if you're experiencing any of these patterns currently, if she's maintaining distance while figuring things out, if your efforts aren't creating security, if her interest seems to fluctuate mysteriously, if she's maintaining friendships with men that seem inappropriate, Understand what's likely happening. These aren't exceptions. These are the rules. This channel exists because I got tired of watching men operate from false frameworks about how relationships work. I got tired of relationship advice that serves women's interests while ignoring men's. I got tired of men being programmed to sacrifice themselves for relationships that don't reciprocate loyalty. So if this resonated, if these 5 truths clarified patterns you've observed but couldn't explain, drop a comment, share your experiences, let other men benefit from your observations, because we learn from each other's experiences faster than we learn from our own mistakes. Subscribe for more truth about female psychology that nobody else will state this directly, because this channel will never soften the message to avoid making people uncomfortable. We'll never pretend that female nature operates according to the rules society claims exist. We'll never tell you that effort equals security when it demonstrably doesn't. You deserve to understand the actual rules, not the ones you wish existed, the ones that actually govern female behavior. Operate from reality, not fantasy. Protect yourself accordingly.